If your charts still look basic, cluttered, or confusing, you're not alone. Most people use Excel charts the wrong way, and it costs them clarity, impact, and sometimes even opportunities. But today, I will show you 10 powerful Excel chart tips that will instantly upgrade your visuals from average to professional. And make sure you stay till the end because tip number 10 is something even experienced users miss. And it can completely transform how your data is understood. Welcome to Discover Talent, where we unlock your true potential through practical skills. So, without further ado, let's quickly start. Charts are not just a visuals, they are communication tools. A great chart tells a story in seconds. A bad chart creates a confusion. In this video, we'll go from basics to advanced improvements step by step. So whether you are a student, analyst, or professional, it will elevate your Excel game. Let's jump into tip number one. Simply click on this option. Let's go. Okay, here is the tip number one. The biggest mistake using the wrong chart. Okay, use bar charts for comparison, line charts for trends, pie charts for proportions. If your message isn't clear in 3 seconds, your chart type is probably wrong. Always ask, what story am I trying to tell? Okay, now here is a very basic example I'm showing you over here. Click anywhere inside the data, okay, which is this B12 to until C16. Okay, there is the simple ask. Press Alt plus F1. Okay, now here don't get confused. If you want to press Alt plus F11 or Alt plus F1. Okay, so whenever we insert a chart, by default you have to simply press Alt F1, okay, to insert a chart. So simply select that, okay, and press Alt and then F1. Okay, the moment you do, you will see this option, which is mute, unmute, right? And right now, we are not really looking out for this kind of an option. Okay, so it's okay. So if in case you are using a laptop, so always use function key, okay, which is your FN key in your laptop. So whenever we click here, simply press Alt function key and F1. The moment you press, you will see how beautifully you have inserted a chart. So Excel has created a simple chart for you. Okay, now to create another type of chart on the design tab, change simply chart type here. The design chart type, simply click on this option. You can change the chart type. Okay, the moment you see, you can see how beautifully you have imported a chart inside the Excel. This is the tip number one. Now, tip number two, keep it simple. Remove unnecessary elements, grid lines, background colors, borders. Minimal charts are powerful charts. Clarity beats decoration every single time, right? So let's move ahead with this. Here you see, select specific columns. Okay, so what type of columns we need? Select cells B12 to B16. So where is a B12? So B12 is here, right? B12 to until B16, which is this, right? Salesperson down to Sally, right? And now it's asking us to press control. This simply press control, drag the D12 and D16, which is this. We have simply selected this, right? Commission down, which is your this particular value, we have already selected. And once you done with this, simply leave the control key if you have pressed it already, right? We have selected two particular columns over here. Now what we need, we have to simply add the, again, Alt key plus F1. Okay, to do that, again, we have to press Alt function key F1. The moment we do, we see we have imported a commission over here. Okay, what if I change this? Now I have the sales available over here. So this is how beautifully you can insert a chart over here inside the Excel. This is the tip number two. Now let's move ahead. Tip number three. Use colors strategically. Okay. Don't use random colors. Instead, highlight key data with one bold colors. Keep the rest neutral. Your audience should instantly know where to look. Now here, it's asking us to click inside the data below. Okay, so I'll just simply click here and then click on this option insert, and then click on this option table, and hit a OK button over here. So what we have did over here, we have just gone on the top, okay, and convert this into an entire table, right? In cell F13, if I click here F13, which is this, type March. So I will just simply type the March. The moment I do, I can see the data column has been increased over here, right? It automatically expands to add a value over here. If I update any kind of values over here, you see those reflecting inside the charts over here automatically. Next again, label it smartly. Okay, avoid forcing viewers to guess. Add clear titles, data labels whenever it's necessary. Don't overload. Only label what matters. Now here, let's say you don't want this chart to include Doris data. So here we have the Doris data available. This is the Doris, right? Click on the chart below. I will simply click on this chart below and filters button. So this is the filter button available, which is this, right? I don't really require this Doris. Simply turn that off and hit a OK button over here. Now you see we have checked that off over here, right? So we have only four FTs available. Let's move ahead to check with 3D charts, shadows, and effects might look fancy, but they reduce readability. Stick to clean, flat design. Professional charts are simple, not flashy. Okay, remember that. Now here, below apples and oranges are repetitive. Okay, you can see it over here. Apples and these are the oranges over here, right? This is called unsummarized data. Unfortunately, regular charts prefer the data to be summarized, right? But pure charts can handle unsummarized data. Click inside the data below. So we'll simply click on this option, and here insert and then pure chart option. Okay. And here it's asking us to keep existing worksheet. So I will simply select this existing worksheet. And here I'll select this particular location over here and hit a OK button over here. Good. The moment it's done, it's asking us to view chart fields. Okay. So product, I'll keep this, and this is the amount. Okay. And this is how beautifully we have inserted a chart over here without changing any kind of value inside the table. Okay. This is one of the time saving tips. Now let's move ahead. Click on this option. Next, here, highlight the trends. Okay. Use trend lines or markers to show patterns. Number six, create multi-level labels. Wouldn't this chart be better if it had another level of labels at the bottom that organized the columns by either fruits or vegetables? Okay. In G14, I will simply type fruits. Okay. And at the end here, I will call this as a vegetables. Okay. Now we want to apply this as a labeling over here. Simply select this particular value over here. Go into a chart design. Option called select data. Okay. The moment you do, simply click on this option, add. Okay. Here, series name is this. Perfect. Let's close this. And here is the value, which is this. And click OK. And let's go here, horizontal category access label, and simply select those values over here. And hit a OK button. And the moment it's done, hit a OK button over here. You see, the segregation has been done automatically, right? You can do this thing as well. Just add a source over here, and if you just want this, then do it like that as well. Okay, this is how you can labelize this particular content over here. Good. Now let's move ahead. Next, tip number 7. Every chart should answer a question. Okay, if it doesn't, it just a decoration. Ask yourself, what is the one thing I want people to remember? Okay. Now here, use a secondary access to create a combo chart. Okay. The chart below has a two data series, sales and profit percentage. Create profit percentage. Okay, so I'll just simply select this to be represented by a horizontal line on the column chart, not on column. Select the chart below, so which we have did already. Go into a design and click on this option called change chart type, which is this, and click on this option combo. The moment you do, you will see this kind of an option over here. On the right, which is this, right? To make sure that chart type is a line and secondary axis is turn on, which is this. You can see it over here. Profit is already in line. Okay, simply click on this option. You will see this particular line added over here and hit a OK button over here. You see, we have added the profit as well as the sales over here inside the Excel using a formula chart. Great. Let's move ahead and check tip number 8 over here. Use dynamic charts. Take it to the next level. With dynamic charts, use filters or drop downs. This makes your charts interactive and powerful, especially for the MIS dashboards. Right? Now, here, hook up a chart title to a cell. Okay, the chart below is a chart title. Okay, that's not very helpful. So let's change the title. Okay, double click on this particular option, which is your change chart title. Cool. So this is the selection I have made over here and hit the enter button over here. So whatever title is here, you can see it's been reflected now over here inside the chart. Now let's move ahead and check the tip number 9 over here. Okay. Align and format consistently. Consistency build professionalism. Same fonts, same colors, same spacing. The chart should feel like a part of one system. Okay. So here, split of slice into second pie. We need to make a pie of pie chart. Okay. Where the kiwis, grapes, and pears are split off into their own pie. Right. So here you can see this particular chart available. We have this product available. We also have the amount has been given, and this is the chart available with us. Now, what we need to go here, chart design. Click on this option called change chart type over here, right? Then choose the pie of pie, which is this third option. And the moment you do, you will see the differences, right? We are not done yet. Okay, right click to the smaller of the two pies, right, and format data label series over here. Simply click on this option, and in the format data series, simply select this, and then here, let's say 1000, okay, and the in value less than box, okay, where you keep this like this. Kiwis, grapes, and pears are split off into their own pie because each of their amounts is less than 1000. So that's what this is the bifurcation we can showcase inside the pie of pie. Last tip, okay, here I'll simply click on this next option, and here simply we have to tell our story, okay, whenever we are developing this to the clients, right? This is the most important tip. Don't just show the data, tell a story. Instead of saying sales increase, say sales grew by 35% in Q3, Q4, whatever quarter you are working with, okay, due to increase in demand. That's the impact. Data plus context is equal to powerful communication. Okay, now let's talk about this chart over here. Hover over chart elements to get a preview. Okay, so simply click here. You can see the preview over here, right? Now here, click on the chart elements, which is this plus icon. Okay, the moment I see, I can see this kind of option available. This is how you can see those whatever power elements you can see over here. You can add that if in case you really wanted the chart. Good. This is how beautifully we have explained basic as well as real life business scenario how we use chart, right? If you are finding this useful, drop a comment below which tip change the way you look at the chart. And don't forget to like this video. It really helps the channel to grow. And let's quickly recap. Great charts are clear, simple, purpose driven. If you apply even 3 tips, your charts will instantly stand out. And remember, skills like this don't just improve your work, they increase your value. If you want to keep discovering powerful skills like this, make sure to subscribe Discover Talent and hit that bell icon because your potential is bigger than you think. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day ahead.